I keep making videos like when I'm like going on trips and stuff, but I don't know. I need to make like just like a normal video. Fucking hell, where to start? My name's Andrew James Peake. I'm the Messiah. I know that because I've always known it since I was 21, but then not been 100% sure why. But I've been told it repeatedly. Synchronizations, synchronicities, visions, like things I've thought of, things I've been shown, God's told me. Conversing with like celestials, DMT, you know, in the same way that like people, when they do DMT, they meet entities. You know what I mean? It's not like, it's not their imagination. It can't be their imagination. It can't be a product of the imagination, because why does everyone encounter entities? Machine elves, you know, beings of vast intellect, whatever, celestials, transdimensional beings. Nature, like, I'm synchronized with nature, with Gaian consciousness, fucking hell. And I visit all these places and I see all these things and I think, well, and I come back to reality and it's like, nothing's fucking changed. There's still all these fucking wars, all this bullshit. Capitalism, fucking rapacious fucking capitalism, destroying the environment, fueling greed and fucking vile fucking hoarding of wealth while people suffer without healthcare and food, and you know, and then these fucking capitalists are like, oh, well, that's capitalists is like, you know, brought all this technology, and it's like, no, human science and ingenuity has created technologies. You know, the capitalism has put paywalls into the system, which has reduced efficiency and distribution. And, you know, because of capitalism, people don't get access to the healthcare that they need. Think about it like the third world, you know, like simple like eye problems, like cataracts, you know, people are blind or cleft palates, people suffer and die because of these things that can be easily sorted. And it's the paywalls and it's the system that stops the technologies and the knowledge being used properly as it should be used, where it's needed. So capitalism hasn't fucking driven fucking innovation. Capitalism has hindered innovation. You know, people say, oh, look at how much we advanced like plane technology in the war. It's like, really? You wanna hold up war as a driver of innovation? No, people innovated, and society like focused on those innovations because of like war. But the power to create and to innovate and to drive understanding and technology forward was always within us in the first place. We've just not accessed it, and it's within us now. And things could be so much better, but they're not. So you know. It's in the prophecies, end of days. These are the end of days. But it's not like all these fucking American fuckwit end of days who thinks, you know, the Christians will be saved and the world will burn and all fucking non-Christians will be damned. It's fuck off. It's the end of the dark days and it's heaven on earth. Like in the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven on earth. You know what I mean? It's fucking, you know, what do you think that meant? What do you think that means? It's not about fucking hell on earth. It's not about the end of the world. That's what's been happening, you know. Environmental fucking catastrophe, like biosphere loss, habitat loss, fucking mass extinction. That's what capitalism and humanity has been manifesting. But we could be the engineers of fecundity and evolution. We can be a force of creation and life, not fucking death and destruction. We can be, you know, we're made in God's image, mind, body, and spirit. We are creators, you know. Men and women create babies. We imagine things and we build things. We are engines of creation, agents of creation. But we're also, in our ignorance and our greed and our stupidity, agents of destruction and death with wars and fucking stupid fucking systems that these dumb fucking capitalist acolytes cling to in their blind fucking belief that there's no other way. Of course there is. Global village, global commune. We are one. And we are one with life, nature, universe, and everything. You just got to tap into it. Psychedelics. Get fucking high. Well, within reason. But I've got super fucking high, and I've got so fucking high, I've met the highest of the high. You know what I mean? Like, I've been shown, like, God's entire, like, creation. Like, it's difficult to communicate that, and it's difficult to hold the full thing in your mind, because I've just got, I'm a monkey, I'm a human, I'm an evolved monkey, with all the limitations that has. But I've seen it all. I can access my memories, but I can't hold it all in my mind at once. You know what I mean? I've just got to access bits and pieces. Flow through time. Connect with nature. Connect with reality. Manifest and swim in the stream of consciousness and inspire and be inspired. But also, and flow and be blown in the wind. And like, let fate take you where it takes you, be an agent of the force, but also manifest in reality too, with your consciousness and your free will. They're not mutually exclusive things. They're not, it's not a paradox. We are all one. The circle of life, the beginning and the end. Well, there's no beginning and there's no end. It's infinite. Well, what came before the Big Bang? which is harder to digest or understand or comprehend, a finite universe or an infinite universe, because either of them are difficult to understand. But the one that makes more sense to me is an infinite universe, because it's gods all the way back, it's elephants all the way down. All these thinkers, all these dreamers. The engines of like change in society are the people at the edge mentally, the people who push the boundaries. You've got to be fucking a bit bonkers. Well, really? They always say there's a fine line between genius and insanity. It's like, no, what looks like insanity to normal people is people who are like, genius, and like they're in the sort of upper realms of conscious thought. They're pushing the boundaries of thought and understanding. And then it's like socially awkward. It's like, but whose fucking version of social normality is fucking bullshit, man? So, learn, love, live, awake, connect, synchronize with reality, match up your understanding with reality as accurately as possible. And in doing so, you synchronize with one another. Unity and diversity. It doesn't matter how you choose to practice your religious faith. All religions are right. They all synchronize together. It is a monotheistic world. There is one Almighty God, but there are lots of small gods. Or by any other choice of the word, there are lots of small gods. There are little gods. They're like animus. All the religions are right. There is karma. There is reincarnation. There is heaven. There is hell. All these things are true. And we're figuring it out. Well, some of us have got things pretty well figured out. But then you've got these evil, vile people like Trump and Netanyahu, Putin, murderous, vile people, liars, manipulators, corruptors, authoritarian dictators. People who are pretty much fucking hellbound. You know what I mean? Like, they can't undo what they've done, the lives they've taken. Look at Trump, like, his war in Iran, killed 168 schoolgirls, and then there's all the rest. And then he killed 300 fucking security guards when he arrested the fucking Venezuelan president, and that was all about oil and American access to fucking Venezuelan oil, which is the largest fucking oil reserves on the planet, at a time when there is environmental collapse, catastrophe, potential tipping points, and Trump's fucking openly discredits, lies and discredits sustainable renewable energy and promotes fossil fuel use. You know what I mean? Like, what's more efficient, using a renewable green energy or a consumptive fossil fuel that is because of its use and consumption of a resource that is controlled and with artificial scarcity. It's environmentally damaging. Two, it's profit motivated, because the use of the resource allows consumption, which drives sales and profit and all that side of it. As opposed to tapping into wind or fucking sun, which the consumption's still there, the use is still there, but it's just an everlasting natural function. So you can't fucking package up and sell the sun. You can't fucking package up and sell the wind, and that's what they don't like. They fucking lied for years. Was it Shell or BP? Had scientific research basically that said how destructive and how damaging to the environment fossil fuel burning was in the 70s. And they buried that information for years. They lied. In the same way that, tobacco companies produced false science to say that smoking tobacco was safe. It's vile. These cunts are vile, just focused on profit. It's like Fight Club, it's like The Matrix, it's it's like 12 Monkeys, but we don't have to fucking, we don't have to fucking, the world doesn't have to die. You know what I mean? That's like a potential future. Environmental collapse, wars, mass movement of people, famine, fighting over resources, elites hiding in bunkers, potential nuclear, the world's wired up like a fucking nuclear suicide bomber. The entire world, it's like, all that needs dismantling. Defense. So you think a fear-based, suicidal, fucking environmentally destructive, murderous nuclear option is something that's beneficial to society? Fuck off. Sick cunts. Any fucking one cunt presses that button, and then if people are sick enough to actually fucking retaliate and press their button, do you know what I mean? What's the choice? Someone fires a nuke at you and it destroys fucking Washington, right? That's millions dead, right? If you just fucking let it happen, that's it. That's the end of it. If you fucking retaliate and press your button, then that's another city gone, or several cities, depending on how fucking seriously, how big a button they press. So you know what I mean? It's it's just vile. It's a zero-sum game. You know what I mean? It's fucking nonsense. It's evil. We need to sort our shit out. These are the end of days. It's Judgment Day. It's the time of reckoning. It's time for fucking end of the fucking dark days, and the shadows to be burned away by the light of love. It's about love. Love is about connection. Love is about understanding, acceptance. Love is about fucking positive effort and all the good things. Love can be painful. Loss of love can be painful. But, it's time to return to Eden, and return Eden to health. Gaia, Earth, Eden, whatever you want to call it. God, Allah, Jehovah, Brahman, fucking whatever. It's all the same. We're all the same. We're all people. We're all unique. We're all a statistical impossibility. We are the product of like universally, you know, like, well, 13.7 billion years of like evolution of energy, matter, uh, solar systems, planets, stars, and then life, uh, breeding, evolution, to the point that now, you know, like just the life thing, you know, life came to Earth, or life, you know, evolved on Earth, and then for like 3.5 billion years of like reproduction, each like generation successfully reproducing, it's ended up with you. And with like male female reproduction, you know, you're talking about like a one in like millions chance of one particular sperm or egg, and then like the actual genetic coding is like, you know, a random sort of selection. So that's like hugely fucking statistically high, and then all those different combinations, you know, and then all those fucking, you know, billions of years of fucking sexual connection and reproduction, like the statistical chance as a number of you existing and being you is just, it's infinitesimally small. It's like as close to zero as you could get, but you do exist. You are, you know, you're here, you're now, you're you. So actually, statistically, you're a one. You're an absolute certainty. You know, so it's like we are a paradox. in a world of 8 billion people taking random choices, you know, the fact that all those random choices have collapsed into this one manifestation of reality. This is who we are. This is, you know, it's like logically, we must be living in like a multiverse. Because if you turn left or right, you know, you're collapsing possibilities, but we're all making those decisions, and we're living in this one manifestation of all those different accumulations of decisions that is the reality we share. Mandela effect. Different, I think it's different realities merging, which leaves like echoes and traces. I'm not sure about that one. I've definitely seen fucking a ton of future possibilities, and a lot of fucking parallel realities. Anyway, that'll do for now. That'll do for now. Just watch some Doctor Who. Tons of fucking synchronicities. Synchronicities, like my life is just like one continuous flow of synchronicities with nature, with people, with fucking, you know, like speech of people, conscious. It's like human cheeping of birds. It's a dawn chorus of human consciousness. And tons of synchronicities with that. It's just fucking synchronicities everywhere, man. It's beautiful. It was scary at times, and it was beautiful. You know, like, and I've had visions. Like, obviously, like the majority of the time, my visions are like, well, you know, you're the Messiah, and you know about like what's real and all that kind of thing, and stuff to do with like the nature of reality and cells and science and fundamental particles and energy and forces and you know, all that kind of thing. But then sometimes it's like I like sort of trip on biblical stuff, and then it's like, ooh, what if you're the Antichrist? What if you're not the Messiah? It's like, and then, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I've made mistakes, but I'm not a bad person. I know that. What will be will be. What is what is. Wake the fuck up. Embrace your potential. Learn. Love. Love, peace, and unity. That's all we need. It's about time these fucking aliens showed themselves. Like, properly showed themselves. Or am I wrong about that? Is it just us? So then it's our responsibility to take fucking life out into the universe. Either way, it's fucking beautiful. I'd prefer there to be aliens up there. because we can just fucking sort everything out like straight away. But if it's just us on our own, then, you know, it's that, you know, stepping stones to the stars, the moon, Mars, Venus, you know, the solar system, full of space and resources. It's literally set up like stepping stones to like move humanity off the Earth into the solar system and then beyond. The future's fucking awesome, and the present has the potential to be heaven on earth.